Shalom Aleichem, everybody. Hope all is well. We are approaching the holy day of Pesach, the holiday, the 8 days, 7 days in Eretz Yisrael and 8 days outside of Eretz Yisrael. We will be celebrating the holiday of Passover. We know that Passover is the holiday of redemption, the day where Hashem took us out of Egypt, and that all future redemptions will come from this redemption. We know that the final redemption, the one we're waiting for, the one that will happen at any moment, will make the miracles of Egypt look like a normal day. What does this mean? It means that what was one of the most miraculous miracles of the redemption from Egypt, from the Passover miracle? One of them was the splitting of the seas, where that is considered where, so to speak, the highest world of Atzilus was revealed in this world. Hashem revealed such tremendous miracles that nature itself was altered, and the sea was able to stand like a wall, and the Jewish people were able to pass through the sea. And it says that each member of Israel, even the lowest person of Israel, experienced a full level of prophecy, a level of prophecy higher than any prophet later on. So that, as great as those miracles are, in the days of Mashiach, the miracles will be so intense they'll make the splitting of the seas look like a normal day. It will be a miracle, the same way that the splitting of the seas is so miraculous to us now. The miracles in the days of Mashiach will be that much more miraculous than the splitting of the seas. That's something we have to think about. So we have to realize basically that Mashiach could come at any moment. While the latest Mashiach could come is he has to come before the year 6000, many years before the year 6000. But there's no limit. That's the latest he can come. The earliest he can come is right now. Based on our actions, we can bring Mashiach right now. The Rebbe always brings up this point that we have to do a little bit more, and immediately Mashiach will come. The Frierdiker Rebbe says if one Jewish person does complete tshuva, immediately Mashiach will come. And the Rebbeim and all over our sages and the Torah itself, people who learn Torah discuss this concept written in the Talmud, and that is that there's a tzaddik named, a person, a holy person mentioned in the Talmud, very famous. His name is Yoshua ben Levi. Rabbi Yoshua ben Levi, was visited by Eliyahu Navi. And he was spending time, as they say, with Eliyahu Navi. And he asked him, Master, when is Mashiach coming? And what did Eliyahu Navi say to him? He said, why don't you go ask him? He's sitting at the gates of Rome, and he is undoing his bandages and putting them, he's undoing all of his bandages and putting them on all at once. That's how you'll recognize him. So he went, he found the Mashiach, and he asked him, he said, Master, when are you coming? And Mashiach said, I will be coming today. So Yoshua ben Levi was very excited, he was very happy, he was celebrating, couldn't wait to tell his friends. And then what happened? Mashiach didn't come that day. So Rabbi Yoshua ben Levi was very, very upset. He was broken, he was upset. He was upset with the Mashiach for not coming. So he went back to the Mashiach and he said, hey, why didn't you come? I don't know if he said it like that, maybe he was a bit more scared, but he said, why didn't you come? Mashiach said, because Rabbi Yoshua ben Levi said, you said you were coming today, why didn't you come? So Mashiach said, you forgot to read what it says at the end of the verse. Hayom im bekoli tishmau. Today, if you will listen to my voice. This is the verse in Tehillim, which teaches us that if we listen to Hashem's voice today, Hashem will bring the Mashiach. What does it mean to listen to Hashem's voice? The Torah is considered Hashem's voice to us. That is Hashem's directive to us. So if we fully, wholeheartedly listen to the Torah, the Mashiach would come immediately. Hashem would bring him and take us out of Egypt. This final Egypt, which is the darkest Egypt. We're in Egypt right now, my friends. As long as Mashiach isn't here, we're in Egypt. But we can immediately come out of Egypt. There's two aspects to this. We have to leave Egypt, we have to do our part, and the automatic result of that is that Hashem will do his part, surely, and take us out of Egypt. Because there's two levels in serving Hashem. There's Itaruta de la Tata and Itarusa de la Eila. There's our work from down low, effort from below, and then there's effort from above. And our effort below arouses an effort from above. We have to know that Hashem wants us to do our part. We have to do our part. But we also should know that as much as we do, we still need Hashem's help, and there's parts that we can't accomplish, and that Hashem will take care of. If we do our part, all the other external factors will be dealt with and taken care of from Hashem. So, we have to get excited, get ready for Egypt. Learn all the laws. Sorry, Chas v'Shalom. Get ready to leave Egypt, not get ready for Egypt. We have to get ready to leave Egypt. So by doing that, we have to learn about all the hilchos of the laws of Pesach. If you're Jewish, of course. If you're non-Jewish, you have to follow the 7 laws of Noach, and you could be a part of this mission. You could be supportive of the Jewish people in all your ways, and then you are bringing the Mashiach. You are a righteous Gentile, a righteous Noahide. And if you're Jewish, you should learn to leave Egypt. You have to learn about the laws of Passover, learn about all their details. We have to eat matzah, we can't eat bread, we can't eat anything with chametz in it that's leavened. We have to clean our houses, we have to do check for all the chametz. There's many details, and this is the way we leave Egypt, that every single year we relive this reality of Yetzias Mitzrayim, as they say in Lashon HaKodesh, in the holy language. Yetzias Mitzrayim means leaving Egypt, exiting Egypt. So, we all have to leave that. Mitzrayim, in Hebrew, that's why you should all learn Lashon HaKodesh, the holy tongue, Lashon HaKodesh, the holy language, which is the language the Torah is written in. It's not exactly Hebrew. The Hebrew language is similar, but this is the purest form of it, the Lashon HaKodesh. And Meitzarim is the word related to Mitzrayim, which means confinements, things you are bound to, constrained, things that are holding you down. We all have the things that hold us down, and we have to leave these things. We have to allow ourselves to be freed. Hashem is going to do all the work. We just have to stop fighting it. We have to let go and allow Hashem to take us out of Egypt. And that takes humility. Humility, accepting that everything is good and Hashem is good and the Torah is good. And even though our logic sometimes doesn't understand it, our logic is limited. We have a soul that is beyond logic, and that is when we have to surrender ourselves to Hashem. The Torah is supposed to penetrate your seichel, your intellect, but Hashem is also beyond seichel. He's beyond intellect. So we have to serve Hashem with our faculties that are above logic and our logical faculties. What does this mean? Yes, we have to learn about all the laws and all their details, but there are some laws that are beyond logic. We can't fully understand the power of keeping Shabbos. We can't fully understand the power of eating kosher. Hashem is beyond us. But we could understand that they're an infinite level of power, and that Hashem wants this, and then they have to be infinitely good. But we can't fully feel the goodness, so to speak. In the days of Mashiach, however, we will. So if we take all these things that we're learning into our hearts, that we think about how Hashem is real, how the Torah is real, and how we're really alive, and this is a mission beyond ourselves, beyond what we think, surely this machshava, this thought will go into our hearts. We learn in Chassidus that are the spheros, that the highest level of the sphere is ratzon, is keser, that is connecting to God beyond logic, it's will. Then there's the sechel, which is the logic. Then it comes into logic. You can understand why you love Hashem, understand why you want to serve Him. And then there's the heart. The heart is the emotions. So when we think about how great Hashem is, naturally that will give birth to a love. And of course the whole purpose is to bring Hashem into our hearts, because even though intellect is above emotions, emotions is the gateway to the body, to the animal soul, to giving over our entire being to Hashem. Because it's nice to understand in your intellect that Hashem is great, but the whole purpose is to feel it in your hearts, to feel how much Hashem truly loves us, and how much He cares, and how this is a real mission, and it is beyond what we see. And when we make ourselves humble to Hashem, we become soldiers of His army. And of course, we have to learn Chassidus. We have to try to learn Chassidut, which is connected to Kabbalah and all levels of Torah. That Chassidus is the teaching of the Rebbeim. And we celebrated the birthday of the Rebbe. The Rebbe released so much Chassidus into this world that we have to learn every single day in the teachings of the Rebbe. And we have to connect ourselves to the Rebbe and to the tzaddikim, who they are connected to Hashem, and Hashem uses the tzaddikim to connect to us. That when a tzaddik, when a Rebbe releases Chassidut, which is the secrets of Torah, into the world, it is Hashem revealing Himself through these teachings. That every aspect of Torah is a way to connect to Hashem. So if you become connected to Hashem, you become, Hashem's revealing Himself through you. If you go to teach somebody Torah, you become a vessel for Hashem, and Hashem is using you and revealing Himself through you. So this takes humility, and that is all what matzah is about. Matzah is just like bread. It weighs the same amount of bread, but doesn't have any yeast in it. It's flat. It doesn't blow itself up. Bread is filled with air. It makes itself seem much bigger than it is. But matzah is humble. It is flat. It doesn't build itself up. It is completely surrendered. It has no self-awareness. So we have to have no self-awareness in the sense where we have to let Hashem take over us. So may Hashem bless you all. Be well.